Hi there, I'm Alessandra Latour, a leadership expert with over 15 years of experience leading teams and developing leadership programs for over 400 leaders. I've had the privilege of designing learning programs for companies ranging from 15 to 5,000 team members, and I've earned a Doctor of Education degree to make sure that all of the programs I develop maximize learning and action. Through the Latour Leadership Academy, I empower emerging and existing leaders to embrace their authentic leadership style, create team synergy, and foster a positive work culture through curated and personalized learning experiences. In this podcast, we'll talk about how leadership can be found in everyday activities and provide practical tips for those who are new to managing or leading a new team. If you're a leader or hoping to be one, by title or not, I'd love to connect, get to know you better, and find out how I can help. You can grab a free resource on my website, latourleadershipacademy.com, and sign up for my weekly email newsletter where we talk about leadership skills, network, and share action-based ways to enhance team collaboration and positive productivity. Today's podcast is going to focus on actionable steps for prioritization and planning. Let's get started.
So the first question that came in is, how can I better prioritize my daily tasks? So I think the first suggestion I have is to make a to-do list and start by ranking those tasks by importance. And I want you to remember, a list doesn't allot time to tasks. So if you don't put your items on a schedule, or in your schedule rather, giving them time, you're probably not going to do them. And I want you to start with the most critical tasks first. So we recommend here at the Latour Leadership Academy, the Eisenhower Matrix, and you can find out more about it in our course, Leadership by the Minute, Strategic Time Management for Leaders. And then also consider breaking down big projects into smaller, manageable tasks. For example, you might need to complete 10 performance reviews for your team. Start with the first step of writing down your review of their performance, then send the team their self-evaluation form with a deadline, and then schedule a meeting with each one, and so on. So you break it down into smaller, manageable tasks. All right, the next question that came in was, how do I stay focused on long-term goals with so many daily demands? I think this is something that all of us suffer from, right? We're constantly bombarded by demands from family, friends, work, and we have to figure out how we're going to manage all those. So I think the most important thing, or one of the important things, is to keep your long-term goals visible and revisit them regularly. So that might mean you hang up a list on your wall, or you put it as background wallpaper on your laptop screen or your phone. And then add a task to your calendar each month, say like the first of the month, to check in on how you're doing with those goals and write down any action steps on your to-do list. And then remember to allot them time on your calendar, right? Without time on your calendar, they're really not important to you and they're not going to get done. Again, take those longer term goals, break them into smaller actionable steps. So if your goal, for example, was to read 12 books this year, make your first step making the list of the 12 books that you want to read. And then prioritize tasks that align with your long-term goals. If reading those books is your goal, make sure that you're prioritizing scheduling time to read them. All right, and the last question kind of in this productivity section here is, what's the best way to plan my week for maximum productivity? I would say review your weekly goals and prioritize them. Pick a time each week, maybe that's Monday morning or Friday afternoon, and review the upcoming week's goals and tasks. And I'd say put that in your calendar as a time block, either on that Monday morning or Friday afternoon. Some people like Wednesday, whatever day and time works for you, put in a time block where you're reviewing the coming week. And then speaking of time blocks, block out time for important tasks and projects. This goes back to the tip about putting your to-do list tasks on your calendar. When you're in that time block, eliminate distractions so you can focus on completing that task alone and not worrying about anything else. And then it's important to leave some room for unexpected tasks or changes. I like to schedule time for the unexpected. So for me, that often looks like a 5 to 15 minute break between time blocks. And at the very least, it allows me to get up from my desk and move around. So I hope that helps.
Thanks for joining me for this mini-sode. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn, you can find me there, sharing practical tips and insights on all things leadership. And don't forget to grab the free resource on my website, latourleadershipacademy.com, and get more great tips directly in your inbox. Have a great rest of your day and see you back here soon.